Hi guys, so today I bring you this wild look. I use the Beauty with an Edge palette from Urban Decay. This is their most recent palette. This is in collaboration with Jean-Michel Basquiat. I don't know how to say that. I'm gonna butcher it and I'm sorry for that. So I'm just going to be going over really quickly my thoughts on this palette, and then I'm going to show you the demo for this look. I'm going to be 110% honest with you guys and tell you that I'm not happy with this palette. I really tried to like it. This is the third look I've done with the palette, and I've kind of adjusted it every single time. I first started trying to do a color with the purple in where the blue is. That didn't really work. This purple is very dry in texture, not super pigmented, and a lot of the pigments in this palette, I have a problem with them kind of looking pigmented. Like initially when I put this blue down, it looked like the craziest pigment ever. It just gets really patchy. I don't know if it's dusting into my eyes or my eyelashes or something, but the pigment falls off. The first look that I did with this palette, I also set my eyelids. I used a concealer and I set my eyelids with a cream-based shadow. That's what I do for 90% of my looks. The pigment wasn't sticking either, so I did find that if you're gonna use these eyeshadows, you absolutely have to use a sticky base. I cannot see these working at all for you if you do not use a sticky base, something for this to really hold on to. I did use Studio to kind of set where I was gonna keep the pink, which that did help. The pink works decent and you're able to build up the pigment on that one. Studio has no color payoff whatsoever. I initially just used this to kind of set. That's what I used it for. But it is one of the softer shadows in here. Here is 1960. Like I said, this one I don't have that many complaints about. Yes, that pigment is not impressive, but it does build up. This purple Neo, oh, it's so dry it gives me like cold chills to swipe it. Also, the pigment is really disappointing in that one. The black in here, I believe it's called Less. It's not a black. It's like a gray base black, and it doesn't ever show up as like a super dark black either. Not crazy pigmented, not crazy impressive. Graffiti is actually one of the better shadows in here, as you can see with that swatch. And the same with this bright green Exu. I think these are like in French names or something. Both of those I was actually really impressed with. I had no problems working those on or in or whatever. So then Boom and Untitled, while these are probably my favorite colors in the entire palette, these are super pigmented, but so much fallout from those two blues. I found them really difficult to use. All 3 times that I did a look with this, I had to clean off my under eye and restart. That was really irritating. I was tapping it off and everything like that. I just found that blue would appear somewhere. I found it really hard to blend the blue just because there's so much fallout that it's hard to blend it because you know it's going to end up somewhere, and then it just didn't really blend very well. I did get a decent blend out of it on this side, especially this side. I just gave up, to be honest. These are really frustrating to work with. It's so rare that I don't like a palette. I don't like this at all. I love the colors that they picked in here. I was blown away when I saw this online. I was like, oh my goodness, this is the one that I need. The other one looked really pretty, but not like this one. I am thankful for this palette, I will say, because I've been doing the nude lid a lot lately. This did help me get back into my color zone. But if you are like me and you just want to use some crazy colors, use the electric palette. These are incredibly soft, buttery shadows. I am always impressed with this palette when I use it. Let me just, like comparing this pink to this pink. I mean, really. Now that palette is not without its fallout as well, but I've never used a palette that the fallout is so dramatic. I have blue all over everything on my beauty table right now. I don't like the look that I got out of here. I would like it if it was better shadows. So unless you're going to use the two greens in here like crazy, or you're going to put glue down and then use the blue. I really don't see this being a good palette for anyone, especially if you are a beginner. Please stay away from this palette. There are plenty of other color palettes. This is going to make you feel like you can't do makeup. And I can appreciate how difficult that would feel like for a beginner, because I wear makeup every single day and I was like second guessing myself a lot with this palette. I'm probably either going to return this palette or ignore it forever. I just really didn't like it, and I really don't like to be negative, so I'm going to keep this really quick. If you want to see the demo is going to be included. It's a mess of a demo. I actually don't even like these lashes, so it was just a difficult video to film, but I absolutely do not suggest this palette, and I'm not trying to come from a disrespectful place. I'm just really trying to save you guys some money. Urban Decay products are not cheap. There are much better Urban Decay products out there. I was just really, really disappointed. The packaging on this is incredible. I may just keep it for the packaging. There's so much attention to detail with the packaging. Like, they have a little crown right there. It's like a raised magnetic part. There's a magnetic open. And then on the mirror, there is also a crown little sticker. The mirror is really good quality. The packaging goes throughout. I just wish that, oh, see, you can hang up the packaging. Yeah, that is most certainly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hang it up because it is so cool to look at, not because it's one of my favorite things that Urban Decay has done. I just want to be honest with you guys. If I had to pick out a reason to buy this palette, because I always like to end on a positive note, Graffiti and Exu, those two greens in here, are incredible. I will definitely pull those two, especially coming up next week because it's my town's festival and it's like pink and green, so I will be using those greens. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you liked the tutorial and the review part of this video. Sorry it had to be kind of bad. Alright, so I'm starting with the Maybelline Master Prime. I'm just putting this all over my eyelid, and then I'm going to kind of pat it in with my finger. I'm going into Studio, which is this light pink, and I'm going to be taking this, and I'm basically just going right outside of the crease, all the way to the inner corner. Not getting any pigment from that, but it does help to set that little primer right there to help out the pink. So I'm going into the pink, which is 1960, using my Morphe E17, and I'm going to start directly outside of the crease with that as well. Going to the inner corner. And I'm going to be going on the lower lash line as well. I already have mascara on my lower lash line, which I definitely don't suggest, but I didn't want to ruin the rest of my makeup taking it off, so we can work around it or over it or whatever. I'm going to go back into Studio and use that to blend the outer edges of that pink. Don't want me. I'm going to go into Untitled now. I'm just using a really flat concealer brush just to pack it on. You absolutely have to tap off the excess in here because it gets so messy. I'm going to be putting this just right close to the crease really quick. And then I'm going to go in with a Morphe E17 and just blend that out in the crease. I'm not doing this with the blue on the entire lid because it has so much fallout. It will just get really messy. And then I'm going to go back in with pink because I do want that pink to be a little bit darker. If you have to go in again with that pink, I definitely suggest you clean up your brush because that blue is going to muddy any of the pink that you're putting on now. Trust me, this blue gets absolutely everywhere. It's on my cheek. Alright, so now that I've blended, I'm going to start packing it on the entire lid. Aww. Oh my god. See, I forgot to tap it off. Look at that. That's not coming off either. I'm gonna have to redo all that. Oh, see, yep. Okay, it's cool. We'll just redo everything. I'm using my Kylie Cosmetics eyeliner in Snow, and I'm putting this in the waterline. And then on the really small side of the brush that came, I'm going to take XU, I'm not sure if that's how you say that, and I'm going to be packing this onto the white eyeliner in my waterline. And then I'm also going to put it underneath. I would be careful putting it on your waterline because if you have too much powder on your brush, it will get in your eye like mine just did. It doesn't really irritate your eye, it just takes it a couple seconds to get used to. So I'm just going to slightly smoke out that green, putting it into the pink, stopping at about where my iris stops. I'm taking Peach Goddess, which is a Jeffree Star Skin Frost, and I'm putting that in the inner corner. And on the brow bone. And then this is it for the eyeshadows